5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Around the board.
What's up, everybody? This is Around the Boards,
where we talk about everything and resolve nothing.
That is right. My name's Dave. I am here with my friend Rob. Rob, say
What's
hello.
What's going on, guys?
So, here today on this pilot episode, the very first episode we're recording here. Hope we don't make a fool out of ourselves. Hope you guys enjoy it for the most part, because that is why we're doing this.
We're going to make fools of ourselves. We're going to tell you about us. We're going to talk about what we want to go on in this podcasting world. We're going to talk about what we've been up to, how we've been brought up. We're going to talk about the season, and we're going to talk about our teams. Also, we're probably going to challenge another podcast to a fight. Who knows?
You
got to use that. A little teaser.
Little teaser.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, so they know Robbie is from Las Vegas. I am from New York. I am a Rangers fan. He is a Kings fan. Just so everybody knows, that's basically our teams here. So that's what we'll be talking about in this episode.
We're missing our third partner, Dunk.
Yep, he'll be here every now and then.
He's representing the mid-coast of the Detroit Red Wings area.
Yes. And I'm sure we'll have many other friends on with us as well as we progress here. So let's get right into the About Us part here, Rob. What do you say?
So sit back, buckle in, and strap your seatbelt on, boys.
That's
it's gonna
right.
get rough.
All right, so a little bit about us, and what we're trying to achieve here doing this podcast. Really isn't that much. We're just
hanging out, having fun.
That's it. We're just two guys, that 2 or 3, 4, depending on the day. Whoever comes
We'll try to get
on.
some other people in here.
Yes, absolutely. And just trying to talk about hockey and our love for the game, I guess, if you will.
Our love and hate if you're a Rangers fan.
Hey, shots fired.
One of many. Don't worry.
There'll be much more to come. So, Robbie, let's talk about you a little bit here. Why do you love the sport? When was the first time, that you remember getting into the sport of hockey?
I don't know. I don't really remember watching my first game on TV or anything like that. Just always part of the household, stuff like that. My dad's a big sports fan in general. Likes all the LA teams because in Vegas here, I guess now we got pro teams, but
Yep.
growing up, we didn't have any pro teams, so pretty much everyone just picked all the teams from LA, California area, because that's what was on TV here. But
so you just grew up loving it because you're kind of just ran in the family there.
Yeah, but my dad doesn't like hockey as much as I do. I'm pretty much the only one in the family that really enjoys hockey as much as I do. My brother and stuff likes it, but not to the extreme.
No, I hear you. It was basically the same way for me too. Growing up, it's like I can remember a lot, especially my dad used to love watching baseball and football and all that, and then I actually just randomly got into it the one time at school, and we were playing floor hockey back in 5th grade. And I remember I was like, "Oh, this is sweet!" And then I got hooked on the Rangers. And being from New York, I guess it was the channel. You know what I mean? It was on the local
that's what I'm saying.
station here, so that's what I got to watch every time. And then just grew up from there. And then it's funny because as I started watching it, I noticed my dad started watching it too with me. And then he started getting into the sport too, and all that. Yep. But that was really about it.
Yep.
So
yeah. See, the first time I really got into it was pretty much just by chance, kind of like you did. I was just sitting at home and I wasn't doing anything. I was like, I think I want to start playing hockey. So I looked to local leagues here, but there's hardly any ice. So I was like, I'll just start off playing roller hockey because I've never played before. So I'm pretty sure I can roller skate. So I signed up for this was a while ago, and I signed up for a youth intermediate league or whatever. And that's where Dunk was there too that day. So that's how I met him. And then ever since then, just skyrocketed from there.
That's it. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. So that's awesome. Also now, next thing we can let everybody know a little bit about us is how we met. This is an interesting one because Robbie is from Las Vegas and I am from New York, completely opposite ends of the country here, of the U.S. So how we met.
Xbox is for.
That's what Xbox, and that's where it all started on the Xbox 360, thanks to EA Sports. Shout out to EA Sports.
Sponsor us.
EA Sports, it was like NHL, what number was that? 7 maybe? 6?
6, 5, 4, I don't know.
It was one of the first ones when they were ever able to have online team play. So it was funny. My friend John and I were playing the one time, and we were playing with this guy. His Xbox gamer tag was like Ace something rather.
Ace747. Ace.
And he was from Toronto.
He lived in Buffalo. Come on.
Something, I don't know. But he played the bagpipes or something, or
banjo.
A banjo. But anyways, so we ended up meeting this dude Ace online and started playing with him a lot often, exchanged, gamer tag information and always played with each other online. And
random hookups.
Yeah, random hookups. And then the one time, I don't even know how it happened and how we met Rob and Dunk, but
I don't know how you guys met Dunk, but Dunk brought me on there. That's how I got on there, because he just asked me at hockey one time. He's like, "Hey, do you play Xbox?" I was like, "Yeah, I guess." Like, "Do you play online?" I'm like, "No, but I guess I could. I don't know." And then that's when I met like 20 people at once when I signed online. I was like, "Oh."
So somehow we met up online through mutual friends of friends of friends on an Xbox Live. And my friend John and I really liked the way Dunk and Rob were playing, but we didn't really like the way this dude Ace was playing.
Old man syndrome. No offense to any old man listening.
And the Ace took this game too seriously for whatever reason. And I basically told him off the one time. I was like, "Listen, we're done." And then Dunk, Rob, myself, and John are all here now and playing still to this day, 12 years later or something like that, probably around there.
And then James came in. We meet him later on.
Maybe.
Well, if we have a conversation with him, that would be great. I could just razz on him still, like I did every other day.
So that's basically how we all met. Believe it or not, was online gaming, and I've only met Rob like twice in person. He came to my wedding, and one time came over to the house for like a week before that.
Yeah, just throw that in randomly. He came to my wedding. Whatever, it was cool.
No, but what was actually funny was that's actually the first time I met Dunk. Was at my wedding. We
the day of your wedding.
Yeah, he came in.
Didn't even come in early.
He just walked into the hotel room, and I'm there like in my boxers or whatever, in my underwear, and he just comes walking in, and I was like, "Oh, holy crap! There's this dude with this big head and whatnot." But anyways, they're such awesome dudes, and that's basically how we met. So, anyways, now. Rob is obviously a Kings fan, as we've talked about already, and me, a Rangers fan. So, Rob, expectations on your team. I know it's the off season right now currently, but preseason is about to begin soon, and the regular season after that. So what's your expectations on the LA Kings this year?
Kings are a playoff team every year. Even if they don't make the playoffs, they're still a playoff team. Mark my words.
All right.
Mic drop.
Don't drop that mic. It's expensive.
No, I mean the biggest offseason move for the Kings was getting a healthy Jonathan Quick, since he missed practically all of last season after getting hurt in the first period of the first game last season, missed majority of the season. And that's a major reason why they didn't make the playoffs. And maybe get a little old in the core. Maybe some veteran players not scoring as much anymore. So change the coach, change the system, still with the defensive responsibilities, open up a little more, bring in the youth. Got Toffoli, Pearson, Kempe, more speed, more goals, more Kings hockey through the playoffs. Mark my words.
Oh. Pretty much. No, it's
Guaranteed not to finish last in the division thanks to the Golden Knights.
That's
The hometown Vegas Golden Knight team of the Rockies. And that's not a joke.
So, yeah, I mean, I can probably totally say the same about the Rangers. I mean, me personally, I don't think Henrik Lundqvist has many years left in him. Obviously, the dude's getting super old, super fast.
Shocker.
And but I mean, the Rangers made quite a few good offseason moves too. I mean, one of the biggest ones was trading Derek Stepan away. Kevin Kline retiring. They bought out Dan Girardi, all that good stuff.
Talking about everyone but Shattenkirk? What's wrong with you?
I haven't gotten there yet, bud. Haven't gotten there yet. But so then obviously with the buyout of Dan Girardi, they made room for
spoiler alert
for Kevin Shattenkirk. I mean, there would be no reason why that dude probably will not play on the top line with Ryan McDonough. Am I right there? Like, there would be no.
If you get paid that much money, you should definitely play on the top line. So,
well, I mean, Mark Stahl may be making more than him, but he's
he was also on the top line once he signed that contract, but not anymore. So
Mark Stahl just can't get out of his own way.
Gabrick was a top liner when he signed his contract too, and now he still makes that much money on the third line. But the first year you sign somebody for a ton of money, you got to put them on the first line.
That's it.
Defensive pairing or forwards.
So yeah, there's a lot of exciting things here going on with the Kings and the Rangers this year, obviously. So it'll be a fun season to watch, and I definitely expect the Rangers to make the playoffs. I don't think it'll be first in the in the division there. It's a really tight metropolitan division, and I probably expect them to make the top wild card again. Like they did,
You don't think they're going to top 3 in their division?
I don't think so. A lot of teams look really good this year, man. You're going to obviously have the repeats, freaking Pittsburgh Penguins. They're always pretty solid. Washington looks good too. Dude, there's so many good teams in this metropolitan division. But
if the Rangers don't make the playoffs, are they firing their head coach? Is AV out
if they don't make the playoffs, I think AV is in hot water. Yes.
You think he's in hot water, but you don't think he's going to be gone? I talked about firing him. Maybe.
I feel like him and Glenn Sather are constantly like, Anyways.
No, if the Rangers
those
don't make
guys
the playoffs,
are best friends.
If the Rangers don't make the playoffs, they got to change something.
Oh yeah.
Because they should have won the Stanley Cup already when Lundqvist was in his prime, and now he's getting out of his prime. So if you ruin all of Lundqvist's years, you got to change something. GM, coach. That's what the Kings did. Got rid of the GM, got rid of the coach.
Yeah.
Because the same reason the Rangers probably, because the GM and the coach were tight. And actually, Dean Lombardi, when they brought in Daryl Sutter, Dean Lombardi told him that he'll never fire him. He'll let Daryl Sutter leave on his own terms. That's why in the offseason this year, they fired Dean Lombardi before they fired Daryl Sutter because they had to, because otherwise they couldn't get a coach. So maybe the same thing happened in New York next year if they don't make the playoffs.
Maybe.
If they don't. And you're saying you're likely to give them a top wild card spot and not top 3 in the division? I mean, that's kind of close.
I mean, I know the Rangers are definitely going to be a better team this year than they were last year, considering the whole Dan Girardi buyout and grabbing, Kevin Shattenkirk. And there's so many good rookies too that have a possibility of making the team this year. So it'll definitely be exciting to watch. But I will guarantee you that they will definitely be in the playoffs again this year.
And if they're not, fire the coach and the GM.
If not, fire me too for saying that.
Okay.
So that's
Everyone expects the Rangers to make the playoffs this year.
Yeah.
The Kings, not so many teams are high on them this year, but I always expect them to make the playoffs. I think they're a team built for the playoffs. That's the thing. So if they make the playoffs, they're going to make a little run. They're going to beat some quality teams.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is getting to the playoffs, and they've struggled the last couple of years to even make that spot. But Oilers are going to be good, so they'll probably win the division, I'm thinking.
Speaking of making the playoffs, how about those Detroit Red Wings last year?
Last season at the Joe.
Last season at the Joe can't even make it the playoffs after 20-something years.
They said, that's it. Put LEDs on the roof for the new arena.
So our good friend Dunk, who's not with us this current day, he is a big Red Wings fan, and I'm sure he'll be on here many times.
He lives in Florida, avoiding the hurricane, so he came out to LA. So that's why he's not here today.
Yep, he flew out. So that's pretty much about it. Really, not much to talk about right now. Obviously, with the off season.
No, everyone's already talked about everything that you need to know.
Yeah, that's about it. So we're just
of guys that don't matter,
like us. So that's about it. You know, that's what we covered here, and just big introduction here for us in our first podcast episode. So we'll keep this going over the season, obviously, when things pick up, and a lot of exciting things to come.
Yeah, probably a lot more curse words, a lot more jokes. I'm gonna make fun of Dez or Dave, whatever you want to call him.
Dez is my online gaming name, so if you ever hear them call me Dez, that's me. That's me.
You guys call him Dez, DES. Send hate mail to Dez at aroundtheboards@gmail at hotmail.com / my name is still Dez.
Well, I don't know if that exists, but if it does, go ahead, do it. Why not?
Hashtag fire Dez.
But for sure, so I'm going to do a quick plug here. So yes, if anybody's listening and they have questions they want to send us, you can send it to aroundtheboardspodcast@gmail.com and follow us on Twitter at _ATB podcast. That is at _ATB podcast.
Questions, comments, concerns, critiques.
Yes, anything you want to, just message us.
Tell Des to stop talking. That's also acceptable. Tell Dunk to talk more.
Because he's not here. And we need to have James Clark on here sometimes. He is
send hate mail to James Clark until he joins our show.
No, James Clark is a good dude from the Blue Shirts Breakaway podcast. Shout out to those guys. It's just so funny because I've been wanting to do a podcast for a while, and then I started listening to their podcast, and it made me really want to do it more. Blue Shirts Breakaway is a Rangers podcast, but they talk about other stuff, a lot of other stuff, nonsense, especially nonsense. And they're a bunch of good dudes. We'll beat them
in nonsense, guaranteed. Mark my words. Mac,
shots fired. Shots fired. Guess we'll have to have Ryan and Greg on here sometime. Anyways, that's
we should do a podcast battle like they do in Anchorman between the news stations, and make James Clark decide which team he really wants to be on.
No, James
probably
Clark's a good dude. Yeah, probably. Hi, Daddy wants to be on your team, Robbie, with the Kings. Anyways, that is it for tonight for the first episode. So, like again, I said, hit us up at _ATB podcast. And that's all we have for tonight. So, bye-bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.